what's the best way to, how can we get that changed? I know we don't have, can we do just the resistance?
Well, two things. Yeah. One, Cindy Holscher is about to come up and give you a full view of Coach because she is in there. And I say that we have heroes, superheroes, and mega superheroes in our state. And the superheroes are your legislators on the Democratic side. They go into that session in the minority and fight back on your behalf. And so there are ways for us to be, for lack of a better word, obstructionists to Coach. But I will say the number one thing you can do is call your legislators. Part of the reason is what happens in Topeka is people feel like they are invincible. They're not standing here in Harvey County, smelling the grass under the shade of the tree. They're in there smelling each other in Topeka, in the Capitol, and they forget that they are your representatives. I know you caught that, right? They forget that they are your representatives. You are part of what we can do to fight back. But Senator Holscher will be able to give you a little bit of a deeper dive into that. Oh, well, good. I got you all dumbfounded, so I'd agree.
You want me to ask? I got one. Yeah, sure. I'm sorry, I'm also doing the recording, but I went to Washington Days and I saw your speech and I thought it was amazing, especially with, and I just wanted, I don't know, I felt closer to you in a way because of how you spoke about what happened last year in 2024 when it was just so, I mean, I remember watching the election results and it was just so hard to watch. We had one person at our party that actually moved to Mexico because of all of it. She was just so stressed out that everything was going to happen. And I hear, I mean, from when I got, that motivated you to do so many things around the state. And so I just wanted to hear more comments about that if you want to elaborate, if that's okay. It's such an exciting speech.
Thank you very much. So I don't remember what I said at Washington Days, but what I will tell you is that what happened on that Tuesday night, like everyone across the state, at the state party, we decided not to put more money into our state party staff because we wanted to deploy all the money into our candidates and into field operation. And we were running, I can tell you on election day, myself and Adam were out at polling places holding up a sign that said vote blue 250 feet away from where we were supposed to be. Our executive director was knocking doors with his 3-year-old son. And then Jonathan Jones, our political director, was in our boiler room, making sure that if people were being denied the right to vote, we were working with our lawyers and our voter suppression experts to make sure that everyone's vote counted. But when I was in the office, I got down, it kind of rained in the morning, and I got to the office, I was helping on the boiler room, and when I started seeing the results come in, and all of our hopes just slowly, by 8 o'clock, I'm like, oh no, what's happening? By 9 o'clock, then the national news came in, and I thought, oh my God, it's Trump. And then by 10 o'clock, it was all over. We all knew what had happened, and it was devastating. I had spoken so much and run myself down enough that I ended up with ulcers in my throat, and I couldn't talk. And I was driving back to my house from Topeka, and the tears came, and I was crying out to God. I'm like, what are you doing? What did we do wrong? Where are you? You know, doing those things. And give me some insight here. But I woke up Wednesday morning, and the voice that I heard was my mother's. And she said, you get up out of this bed and go fight back. Go fight back. Don't you dare roll up and curl into a ball. You go fight back. And I got on the phone with Governor Kelly, and I spoke to Congresswoman Davids and our Senate Minority Leader, and I said exactly to them what I'm saying to you. We must fight back. If we could get through the end of slavery and Reconstruction and Jim Crow and segregation and civil rights, if we could elect the first black man to be the president, if we in this state can elect Democratic governors, 3 of whom are women, we can survive this. But we must fight back. So I'm standing right here in 2 of my 3 stops today next to people like Senator Holscher, and we are fighting back. And let me say something to you, Newton, Kansas. I'm bringing you my daughter because I know how good you are here. You all are the resistance. We will win this county. We will retain the governor's seat, and we will fight back. Thank you.
Woo!
One more question to get to you. Well, Madam Chair, your Chair Emeritus.
Yes. Okay, is that okay? Yes, I'm Arnita Harvey, one of the past chairs of the county party. And when I was chair, and then I was vice chair before that, and Democrats in the western part of the state. And we know that it's very, very conservative and very Republican. We know that. But there are Democrats, and we do need their votes, and we do need their participation. So I was wondering if you all at the state party have been having any discussions on how to reach out to our people west of us and to help them be active.
Thank you, Madam Chair, and I'm so glad you said that because I forgot that as I was getting into my quick wrap-up. Absolutely, and in my second term as chair, the words that I've said to the state party that I want to share with you is that you're going to hear the most from me are margins and rural. In order for us to win, we've got to make up margins. We must shore up our largest counties, our top 5 counties, our next 5, but we cannot win without our rural communities. And we win on margins. I know there are places in like Oakley, Kansas, that I'm not going to win a majority there, but if I can close the margins, if we can close the margins 2 or 3%, Governor Kelly won by about 3%. We can do this, and if we don't focus on our rural counties, we're dead in the water. I love my big 5 counties, Johnson County, all of that, that's great, and they're great, strong Democrats. They're with the Democrats right here. And we just did some research that contests every race. After we recruited our candidates, we went back and said, can you help us with our unorganized rural counties? And what they did is they sent out that same bank of texts, and this time instead of asking people to run, they asked if you'd be willing to organize, and we targeted our counties that had 500 Democrats registered. And then we targeted our counties that had 300 Democrats registered. There are counties with no county party that have Democrats in there. 300, 400, 500 Democrats, that's enough to organize. So that is what we are doing. That is our focus. I love our big counties. They're going to come through as long as we don't ignore them. They've got really strong leadership, but I am dedicated to our rural communities. That is the only way that we win. And I'll leave you with this. If you remember on March 1st, Senator Roger Marshall, your senator, I know he's a Republican, but he is your United States Senator, went out to Oakley, Kansas, and then when someone questioned him on veterans, he got uncomfortable and said, well, I respect my elders, God bless America, and ran out of the room. And if you don't believe me, find the video. Well, he ran from Oakley, Kansas. We are running to Oakley, Kansas, and we are taking a town hall out there in 3 weeks. Yes. Woo! And our House Democrats are all there fighting back and forth. We are going to be all over the state. We know that we've got to go to people. And if I'm a Democrat living in a county with 300 other Democrats and I never see my party, why do I care? I feel like you don't care. So we are going there. We are taking the fight to the people. So thank you for that, Madam Chair. That's what you're going to see us doing. And we are going to win. I believe in the goodness of this state, and I believe in the goodness of you all. So thank you very much, and I'll give it back to you, Madam Chair. Thank you, guys. Thank you.
So they scheduled in Oakley and Hayes, and instead of the Dem Fest they had in Wichita, yeah, they got 3 rural areas in western
Good, good.